of you. You know of a fact, there is a higher ground. I remember the tsunami of 2004 along the coastlines of Sri Lanka and South India. Before giant waves slammed into Sri Lanka and the coastlines of India in 2004, flood waters from the tsunami swept into the park, uprooting trees, toppling cars on their roofs, and one red car even ended up on the top of a huge tree. Powerful waves of water. There is one thing that is very notable of that tsunami. Animals seemed to know what was about to happen, and they all fled to safety. Dogs refused to go outdoors. Flamingos abandoned their low-lying breeding areas. Zoo animals rushed into their shelters and could not be enticed to come back out. And the elephants screamed and ran for higher ground. One Mr. Ravi Korea, who is the president of the Sri Lanka Wildlife Conservation Society, which is based in Nutley, New Jersey, was in Sri Lanka when the massive waves struck. He traveled to the park or to the beach inside the Yala National Park, where some 60 visitors were washed away by the angry waves. But not this. Korea did not see any animal carcasses, nor did the park personnel know of any animal carcass, other than 2 water buffaloes that had died, he said. About an hour before the tsunami hit, Korea said, people at the Yala National Park observed 3 elephants running away from the Patanangala beach. He also says a Sri Lankan and in Korea, who is also immigrated from the United States 20 years ago. He said one friend in the southern Sri Lankan town of Dikwala recalls bats frantically flying away just before the tsunami struck. Another friend who lives on the coast near Gale said his 2 dogs would not go for their daily run on the beach. Along the India's Cuddalore coast, where thousands of people perished, the Indo-Asian News Service reported that buffaloes, goats, and dogs were found unharmed. Flamingos that were breeding this time of the year at the Point Kalimere Wildlife Sanctuary in India flew to higher ground beforehand. About an hour before the tsunami hit, Korea said people at the Yala National Park observed the 3 elephants running away from the Palamang beach to the higher ground before tsunami. Men and women who were enjoying in the time did not see, not even sense what was coming. But animals did, and what they chose to do was to run to safety, to higher ground. They saw abundant wildlife, including elephants, buffalo, deer, and not a single animal corpse. They may have sought out high ground. This is very interesting. One of the professionals said, I am finding bodies of humans, but I have yet to see a dead animal. My brothers and sisters, in real life, there is a higher ground. And I want to tell you today, there is both the physical higher ground, but there is also the spiritual higher ground. And I will tell you, in the physical higher ground, when you hit the top, it is cool on the higher ground. On the other hand, on the spiritual higher ground, there you will find peace, true peace that only God can give. On the physical higher ground, there is beauty on the higher ground. As you look all around at the expanse that lay before